All right, the first three beds I'll be taking you to are ones that are some of my favorites in the whole store. And the reason for this is this one has a solid backing. What the headboard of a bed represents is your backing in life. And that is decision-making backing. People stand behind your decisions, as well as financial backing. You need the money, you've got it. Every bed needs a headboard, even children's beds, but it's essential that adult beds have headboards. They should be solid, absolutely solid. This is soft here, but nice and solid behind. That's really important. So to me, this is like the best of both worlds. You have the softness right where your head is, but it's nice and solid. Now the second thing I look for in bedroom furniture is the side table. You'll notice that this side table is rounded. If furniture comes to a sharp right angle, it's considered that the chi energy comes off at that angle. I'll give you an example right here. Imagine this is a tabletop. The energy would just come off at that angle. If that angle is rounded, that does not happen. The energy flows around. This side table is rounded right there. That's ideal. Solid headboard and rounded side table. Some sleigh beds Feng Shui doesn't recommend. And those are the ones that have the footboard too big, where it's up several feet. And what that's considered to do is pin you in. And this kind is just fine. The footboard just comes a few inches above the mattress, no problem there.
What about the...
Okay, here's a really good question, and you folks are invited to ask questions because this is certainly the perfect opportunity to do it. What she's asking about is the base of the lamp. And because it comes to a sharp right angle, I'm not really going to recommend this for the bedroom. This is what I'd recommend for a bedside table because the base of the lamp has got a roundedness to it. You'll notice that this lampshade has the corners kind of mitered off, and that's just perfect. Either more rounded or mitered off. You don't want, even from your lampshade, a sharp corner aimed across you when you're at your most vulnerable. When you're asleep, you're at your most vulnerable. Okay? Now this is an example of something I couldn't show you in a class. See, nice rounded angle there, but right below it, there's a real sharp angle. It's just put in to make it a little fancier. So in this case, what I would do if I was sleeping on this bed in a regular basis, I'd take one of these extra pillows and just when I was going to sleep at night, I'd stuff it in so that there wouldn't be this, and it's coming from this second one down, not the top one. The second one down, there's a line of energy that's kind of harsh going right across the bed there. Very often, I've taken my finger and drawn it across someone's bedspread, and I've heard them gasp and say, "Oh my gosh, that crosses my heart. That's where my worst health problem is." I've drawn it across the bed, and I've heard a woman say, "That crosses my breast. I've had breast cancer." What is going on is imagine that someone is holding a sharp pencil about 1/8 of an inch away from your eyeball. And even if they never touch you, your body is aware that something is pointed at it, and in a sense it's kept in a state of tension because of that. So the rounded, with something rounded, that just doesn't happen. But you can get away. The only time that it's a problem is when you're in bed. So if it's not rounded, you just take an extra pillow, stuff it down there so it's between the sharp right angle and your body. Okay? There, even right here, where it's not been beveled off, there is a bit of roundedness just built into it. This is not only kid-friendly furniture, it's friendly for anybody. This is a real nice set. Now, if this were not rounded like this, if this part was a sharp angle and came over your bed, what you could do about that is use some bed hangings here and let them drape down at night so they protected you from any sharp angle there. These canopy beds can be real useful, especially in Hawaii where there are open beam ceilings. An open beam over your bed has this cutting energy across your body. This, if it's going this way, it's representing dividing people. Husband and wife separated. If it's going this way, it's representing bad for your health. Pow! So if you've got that over your bed, having a canopy bed can be ideal. Also, if the ceiling of the bedroom slopes, Feng Shui likes these plain flat ceilings. A little bit boring, but that's ideal. If the ceiling slopes and the low part of the ceiling comes down where your head is, then that's another excuse for a canopy bed where you've set up a more level ceiling over where your body is. So just for good measure, here is a bedside table with a really sharp angle going right across the bed like this, and this has open slats in it. It's not recommended, especially for a marriage bed, because this represents open relationship there. It's not binding together like a solid headboard would be. Those are much more recommended for a solid relationship. It's a lot of lessons in one bedroom suite. There's rattan, and rattan is usually quite open, but solid behind it. And a nice thing about most rattan furniture is it's got this roundedness built in. All these pieces have this roundedness built in. No poison arrows across the bed from any of this. And there's lovely glass tops on them, but they don't extend beyond the top of the piece. While we're here, this is one, I've got a little map so I don't get lost. And I put a star by this bedroom set because it's my favorite in the whole store. I love mahogany. It's solid mahogany. It's got a solid headboard. It's got a footboard. This is totally rounded on the sides. All the pieces that go with it are totally rounded. I just love this. I like the lamp that goes with it. It's all rounded. So this whole set to me is just perfect. It's the kind of thing that I couldn't think of any way to improve on it. So this is a real good example of, you can see it's set up to me just at its best.